Them sudden flight had scattered over the plain, turned towards the mountain, with the reasons voice drives us, I to my faithful company adhering, left it not. For how of him depraved, might I have sped, or who beside would o'er the mountainous tract have led my steps, he with the bitter pang of self-remorse seemed smitten. O clear conscience and upright, how doth a little fling wound thee sore! Soon as his feet desisted, slackening pace, from haste, that mars all decency of act, my mind, that in itself before was wrapt, its thoughts expanded, as with joy restored, and full against the steep ascent I set my face, where highest to heave in its top o'erflows. The sun, that flared behind, with ruddy beam before my form was broken, for in me his rays resistance met. I turned aside with fear of being left, when I beheld only before myself the ground obscured. When thus my solace, turning him around, bespake me kindly, why distrustest thou? Believ'st not I am with thee, thy sure guide? It now is evening there, where buried lies the body, in which I cast a shade, removed to Naples from Brundusium's wall. Nor thou marvel, if before me no shadow fall, more than that in the sky element one ray obstructs not other. To endure torments of heat and cold extreme, like frames that virtue hath disposed, which how it works wills not to us should be revealed. Insane who hopes, our reason may that space explore, which holds three persons in one substance knit. Seek not the wherefore, race of humankind, could ye have seen the whole, no need had been for Mary to bring forth. Moreover ye have seen such men desiring fruitlessly, to whose desires repose would have been given, that now but serve them for eternal grief. I speak of Plato, and the Stagirite, and others many more. And then he bent downwards his forehead, and in troubled mood broke off his speech. Meanwhile we had arrived far as the mountain's foot, and there the rock found of so steep ascent, that nimblest steps to climb it had been vain. The most remote, most wild untrodden path, in all the tract twixt Laris and Turbia were to this a ladder easy and open of access. Who knows on which hand now the steep declines? My master said in Paust, so that he may ascend, who journeys without aid of wine. And while with looks directed to the ground the meaning of the pathway he explored, and I gazed upward round the stony height of spirits, that toward us moved their steps, yet moving seemed not, they so slow approached. I thus my guide addressed, upraise thine eyes, lo that way some, of whom thou mayst obtain counsel, if of thyself thou find'st it not. Straightway he looked, and with free speech replied, let us tend thither, they but softly come. And thou be firm in hope, my son beloved. Now was that people distant far in space 1,000 paces behind ours, as much as at a throw the nervous arm could fling, when all drew backward on the messy crags of the steep bank, and firmly stood unmoved as one who walks in doubt might stand to look. O spirits perfect! O already chosen! Virgil to them began, by that blessed peace, which, as I deem, is for you all prepared, instruct us where the mountain low declines, so that attempt to mount it be not vain. For who knows most, him loss of time most grieves. As sheep, that step from forth their fold, by one, or pairs, or three at once, meanwhile the rest stand fearfully, bending the eye and nose to ground, and what the foremost does, that do the others, gathering round her, if she stops, simple and quiet, nor the cause discern, so saw I moving to advance the first, who of that fortunate crew were at the head, of modest mien and graceful in their gait. When they before me had beheld the light from my right side fall broken on the ground, so that the shadow reached the cave, they stopped and somewhat back returned, the same did all, who followed, though unweeting of the cause. Unasked of you, yet freely I confess, this is a human body which ye see. That the sun's light is broken on the ground, marvel not, but believe, that not without virtue derived from heaven, we to climb over this wall aspire. So then bespake my master, and that virtuous tribe rejoined, turn, and before you there the entrance lies, making a signal to us with bent hands. Then of them one began. Whore thou art, who journeyst thus this way, thy visage turn, think if me elsewhere thou hast ever seen. I towards him turned, and with fixed eye beheld. Comely, and fair, and gentle of aspect, he seemed, but on one brow a gash was marked. When humbly I disclaimed to have beheld him ever, now behold, he said, and showed high on his breast a wound, then smiling spake. I am Manfredi, grandson to the Queen Costanza, whence I pray thee, when returned, to my fair daughter go, the parent glad of Aragonia and Sicilia's pride, and of the truth inform her, if of me aught else be told. When by 2 mortal blows my frame was shattered, I betook myself weeping to him, who a free will forgives. My sins were horrible, but so wide arms hath goodness infinite, that it receives all who turn to it. Had this text divine been of Cosenza's shepherd better scanned, who then by Clement on my hunt was set, yet at the bridge's head my bones had lain, near Benevento, by the heavy mole protected, but the rain now drenches them, and the wind drives, out of the kingdom's bounds, far as the stream of Verde, where, with lights extinguished, he removed them from their bed. Yet by their curse we are not so destroyed, but that the eternal love may turn, while hope retains her verdant blossoms. True it is, that such one as in contumacy dies against the Holy Church, though he repent, must wander 30-fold for all the time in his presumption past, if such decree be not by prayers of good men shorter made. Look therefore if thou canst advance my bliss, revealing to my good Costanza, how thou hast beheld me, and beside the terms laid on me of that interdict, for here by means of those below much profit comes.